and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the Devils podcast. I'm joined today by Alex. How are you?
I'm fantastic, mate.
And Stevens. How are you, Stevens?
I'm all right, mate.
Good. I heard you had a bit of a problem in the night.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I'm going to die doing that, Anna.
What's happened?
I reckon you need to get closer to your mic. Should we start there?
I mean, I'm 4 inches away from it. I can't be
But
much
look,
closer.
look at me leaning into it like this.
Lean in,
in.
Joe.
Weird.
Lean in, Joe.
Lean in.
Look
Yeah, I threw up in
There
my
you go.
sleep.
What's going on there then?
Don't know.
Do you think it could be all that paint you drink before you go to bed?
Might be it
I don't drink paint.
anymore.
That tradition of people drinking paint and being mental, that's lost since lead got taken out of paint, isn't it? It's not as interesting anymore.
What
isn't it?
made lead so tasty?
This has started
The
well,
thing
hasn't
about
it?
lead is it's great for so many things.
Isn't this meant to be the one that we actually talk about
We
football?
are going to
A
talk
little
about football.
bit,
We're going to be talking about Jadon Sancho. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Sevilla game we've got coming up on Sunday. We're going to have a look at the Champions League, how it's going this season, how that maybe reflects on United's chances next season.
They really went for it there, didn't it, with football talk?
See?
I mean, I was
Loads
sort
of
of
football
Really
like,
talk.
tried, didn't he?
But let's start off then. We'll talk a little bit about Jadon Sancho. We're sort of sick of it now, and that's showing.
so let's talk about it.
Well, no, because I want.
So let's talk about
because I
it.
want to
There
talk
we
about. Are we sick of it? There seems to be a growing sort of strength and section of the Twitter audience that we have that are just getting to the point where they're like, oh, fuck it, get someone else now. I can't be arsed with this anymore. Are you at that point yet?
No.
Who else?
Because guess what? I'm not sitting there all day refreshing my Twitter feed going, where's the fucking
Well,
news?
lucky
Where's
for
the
you,
fucking
Steve, because
news?
some of us are.
That's Joe's life. At the
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, but
He's got a sign.
chill all peoples.
Is that
Says
your...
"We come Cho" on the side of it.
Yeah, it says, welcome Jadon, actually. Jadon Sancho. Are you at that point yet?
No, because I still think that there's a lot of things that it's one of them. The transfer all needs to fall into place. I still think they want a replacement.
£100 million transfer.
They want a replacement, and I think that like Depay's been mentioned for them. I don't think they were expecting Leon to get past Juventus, and I think that was, if that had happened on, was it Saturday or Sunday?
That's a good point.
Leon go out, Depay gets done, Sancho, right, we've got someone.
Yeah,
gone.
because
now
Leipzig don't have Werner now.
Exactly.
Mad that, innit? Like, can't you
That's
be like,
not, whoa, that's not right, is it? I just thought
what's happened?
it has.
Is it them now?
Twats.
Yeah, that's weird. I've not even thought about that. Why have they done that?
Surely he'd still be
Dick manoeuvre that.
because he's surely
That's
eligible
really
to play
bad.
still.
Of course he is.
Well,
Chelsea
he's not 'cause
are
he's signed for
tossers.
Chelsea, but if he
No, but
if
he
he
is.
played for RB Leipzig, he'd be eligible.
Yeah, but
to play.
Ziyech signed for Chelsea. He could have played for Ajax he played for Ajax all the way through to the end of the season.
I know, but that's mad, isn't it? I'd not considered that. Oh, that's stupid by Leipzig, isn't it?
Well, that's
Yeah.
them.
You'd be like, let's
But-
agree the deal. You can have him once we've
Yeah.
left the
Totally.
Champions League.
Like, what? How that came through? No, someone must have walked in
'Cause
with
he's
some papers
training
and
at
gone,
Chelsea. Hang on a sec, we've got a game. Oh, like, fuck, we have got a game in as our
Yeah.
best player.
And we're playing the best defensive team in the world.
We could do with the
We could do with the
striker.
striker.
Yeah, so yeah, for those of you who don't know,
He's got a
obviously,
triader.
Leipzig are playing against Atletico Madrid
Without their best striker.
without their best striker. I mean, they
got
might
them
have a
there.
chance anyway.
Cheers, lads.
So
Son's
yeah,
crying.
Yeah.
so the Sancho thing then, you're still just thinking, let it happen, it'll happen.
Yeah, like Alex said, they're looking at a replacement.
Yeah.
You know that fuck me, we've known for a year that the player wants to come to United. And I even told you all last year that the Champions League wasn't an issue for it. It was, would United pay the money? And last year they said no. Now, that might not necessarily happen this year because United still might not pay the money. That's the difference is, but when people go, oh, you didn't get that transfer right or something like that, it's because there's like 9 different elements that have to come together to make a transfer happen.
Do you think that when people say, oh, it was based on the Champions League, not necessarily that Sancho wouldn't join a team that wasn't in the Champions League, but the extra 20 million quid or
That's the
so
point.
maybe
That might,
plays
that
into it?
might have. No, because people frame it as he wanted to
Yeah,
play
I
the
agree.
Champions League.
Yeah.
But like I think you might be right that the Champions League football might have given United an extra lift in terms of budget.
Yeah.
But it's a £100 million transfer. The Pogba one, if you remember when it happened, they was like, oh yeah, we've been working on this for 3 years.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
So this has probably been done over a year and stuff like that.
Probably,
They got the
probably
ballpark
started it
last
like, yeah.
year and things like that.
Well, the fact that it seems like the contract is pretty much sorted suggests that it's been going for a long time,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Or is it though? Because there's been talk that we offered him a pay cut.
How insane is that? I mentioned that on the news this morning. If you haven't watched it, or yesterday, check out yesterday's news. I talked about that. I think that can't be true.
It's probably a tax thing.
And the point I made is that
Maybe, yeah.
Ed Woodward, no one really likes him. Let's be honest. He's not the biggest. No one's got. He hasn't got the most fans in the world. But surely, just as a bloke who's now been doing this job for 7 years, he would say, "What's he earning? Let's at least match it." Before being like, "Hey, What do you think?
Well,
to
we've
60
got that
grand a week,
Igalo
lad?
lad on.
I reckon it's a
We'll get
tax.
this-
I reckon it's a tax thing.
Yeah.
I reckon whatever their basic is, I don't know what the tax is in Germany. And I reckon we've probably gone, we'll pay you that, and he's gone, well, that's less money than I'm earning now.
Because Woodward must have improved at his
So
job,
much.
you would assume, as someone who
All
seems
right.
to be mentally
But
competent.
let's get this right though. It's not Woodward that does it. It's
No,
Matt
that's
Judge.
true.
Yeah.
I know. But even Matt Judge, who has been there a few years,
improve a bit.
hopefully he's not so dim that.
Joe, enough time's passed now. I'll fucking tell you about what happened.
Go on,
So,
then.
right. So a few people guessed. What's the fella called that everyone fucking thought it was? The fullback.
Hakimi.
It was Hakimi. Who was the one everyone thought it was?
Everyone thought it was. Who's that?
Was it a film from PSG?
Yeah, it was. What's his name?
Muniain.
Munier.
Yeah, right.
Meunier,
So everyone
sorry,
thought
yeah,
it was Meunier, but it was Ziyech. Not
Hakimi.
Ziyech, fucking Hakimi. So
Achraf Hakimi.
Hakimi, on loan from Real Madrid, at that there Dortmund, visited Spurs. Pochettino took him on a date
Around the new
fancy stadium,
Looks
and
the
they ate
best place
dinner
in
in
world.
the fanciest bit of it, overlooking the stadium, where he told him all his plans about what he wanted
Fanciest
to
bit
do
of
with him, how he
big-
sees
a
him
big
fitting in the
clue.
team, and all that sort of shit. While he was in London,
Tablecloth
he also went to United, and I've had this confirmed to me from 2 different people, including the agency of Hakimi. And when I said, tell me, did this happen? And he went, who the fuck told you that? And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So
So when you say we went to London, this isn't you thinking that Man United are based in London.
no,
This
they've got
is-
a Mayfair office in London.
For those who don't know.
All right, okay. If you didn't know, United have got a Mayfair office in London. They use it for sponsors and stuff like that. I'd love to visit it. It looks
Yeah,
amazing.
it must be very good.
And Mayfair's it's not Brixton, is it?
I think it's on Monopoly, so it must be decent.
So they sit him down.
There's Joe
And-
Geography.
Matt Judge asks him what his name is. And then they asked him a couple more dodgy questions. And then the agent was like, excuse me, we've just been to Tottenham where Pochettino met us. Talked to him about what he sees as his plans, and you're asking him who the fuck he is. So they left the meeting.
And that wasn't that long ago, was it?
Was it
That's
last summer?
let's just put a small
summers
allegedly
ago.
on that, just in case.
No,
We've got good sources on that story, but let's just for the sake of
What? Who's going to sue me?
Matt Judge,
Oh, that's a good point.
that allegedly happened, but with a
Oh, yeah,
relatively good
I'll
source on
give you
it.
an allegedly that.
Yeah.
That happened.
The agent involved in it told me that happened.
Yes.
That was
And that
before
wasn't that long
Wan-Bissaka,
ago, was it?
Was it coming?
It was around the same time.
It was about a year ago, maybe
It was around
18
the
months
same
ago.
time. And Wan-Bissaka, I think I got told about it in March, and we still didn't do it till July.
Well, maybe they look at Hakimi, and then this happened.
So yeah, it doesn't fill
So,
with a lot of
yo,
confidence.
How straightforward was the Wan-Bissaka deal
But maybe
compared to a £100 million transfer?
And I think
So-
as well, United have got this thing with add-ons as well.
You've also got the Rona.
United have got this.
some
You look
part
at the
of it.
Martial deal when everyone said he's coming in for
we're just
75
add on
million.
FC, aren't we?
And he's just like, if United win the Champions League, if he scores 400 goals for
To
United,
be fair,
it's 5 million. and
when
things
I
like
play
that.
Footy Manager and I ain't got the money to be able to throw in someone, I'll be like, and if aliens come, there's an extra $1 million.
And you can have
So-
free go on the fucking vending machine
But
at
Dortmund
Carrington
are probably
as well.
going, yeah, we're not taking 10 million if you win the Champions League, considering you've just
Like,
qualified
come
for it.
on.
What about,
Would have
what
more
about
recently than you.
a currently non-existent space tournament? You can
Yeah.
have an extra 70 million if we
Yeah.
win that.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think
Still-
United know we're going to end up paying 120 million for euros.
But can we fuck them about first?
But can we just do it in if he
Can we
scores
look incompetent
400
for a month
goals,
first?
if he scores
yes, we can. John.
30 goals a season for the next 10 years,
Yeah.
then that's an add-on.
So if he becomes Manchester United's all-time leading goal scorer, there's an extra 500 grand.
Yeah. And they kind of go, well,
I was
hang on.
like, why don't you fuck off?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's a couple of them in there.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of that, and we seem to be the kings of that at the minute, don't we? Why do you think that is? And I keep saying
Because
this,
we're skin.
and I keep saying this, but we've still got like Maguire to pay for, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're still paying Everton for Lukaku, and if we're still paying fucking
Credit
we,
card FC?
We really are. We're getting players on finance, and people are acting, just pay up front.
Not a
we're
good
still
idea
paying.
in a recession.
We're still paying last year's transfers this season. We're still
Do you
paying
know-
all this shit.
Up until a couple of
Still
years
paying
ago,
for Marshall.
Real Madrid still owed us for Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Imagine.
I know.
That should have been a check you was happy to sign.
And it's ridiculous, but
Yeah,
like,
and you're like,
it's not like, well, we earned this much this year, and when we spent this last year,
Yeah.
we're still buying players from years ago. We've still got, what was it, 250 million player debt like last summer, and that will be roughly the same, if not more now. So we're
Is
not.
Ronaldo worth nearly 10 goals a million? Well, I bet it's about 8 goals a million, isn't it?
No,
We scored
just score-
600 goals or something.
Yeah,
for
it's
Smith.
80 million.
Yeah.
That's a good buy, wasn't it? For
Yeah.
80
It was
million.
like 6
quid.
goals a million.
And you think how mad that 80 million
Also, the
seemed
trophies
then.
per million as well.
That
That's it.
80 million seemed a bit mad. You're like, well, that's a lot of money. That
Well, I remember Fergie got interviewed about it probably at the end of his time at United, so that was still 7 years ago. And he was like, if we'd have known how good he was going to be, we'd have doubled it. But we thought it's a world record fee. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually look at the time, and then you see what Mbappe's gone for since 160, what was it, 6 years later? But even how it was at the time, he was probably worth 120 million or,
And the
You've
rest-
got to remember, though, the world record was only set 2 weeks before by
Was it
Kaká for
60?
55.
55, yeah.
And we went bosh to 80.
Yeah.
That's
Well, that was it when-
30% extra.
Yeah,
But
that's so much
when they
more.
signed Kaká, you kind of went, oh, maybe they're not going to sign him here. Maybe that's all the money spent.
And then
this
they
summer.
went,
then they went,
"Paddock!"
Ronaldo as well.
50%
And then we're
extra.
like, it's all right, we're going to get Benzema because he's only 30 million. Oh, we're going to buy that as well. And we're
Yeah.
like, that wasn't a full summer, was it?
So, yeah.
Was if he was a Madrid fan?
Yeah, and then
Oh my
United,
God.
United fan, you're just kind of going, we could have done with like one of them at least
Michael
for
Owen.
next year.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
So you're both just thinking these deals take a long time to complete. It's still going to happen.
just
You're not
chill.
throwing your dummy
Hang on,
out.
Is it October yet? October we've got till.
I know that's mad, isn't it? I
I
hate
think-
that though.
A week after Champions League final and stuff like that, or Europa League final. Once that's done, a week after that, then
Yeah,
everyone's going to
couple of weeks.
couple of weeks
couple
after
of
that,
weeks.
everyone's going to start going. Right, you need to get this done now. But whilst football's because
And I love as well. I do love the idea of fans being like, "Well, it's not happening, and I'm sick of it. Fuck him off." Like,
we've not got him
well,
yet.
it's nothing to do with. And I mean, it's obviously to do with us, and I'm in the same boat as anyone else who's getting frustrated, and it is frustrating. But the idea that it's like this is inconveniencing me.
So fuck it.
Don't improve the whole
whilst
club.
football's because people are thinking, well, it's August now. They're usually done by now. You know, we signed Harry Maguire late in the window, and that was last week. Football's still getting
October.
played.
Yeah.
Football's still getting
We're
played.
still in the season. United have still got season matches.
Imagine the Champions League finishes in May.
Yeah.
We're still in that kind of mode.
Yeah,
May,
we're
June
we're
kind of
late
time.
May.
Got an extra 3 month-ish.
Yeah. So we're
2
all
months.
over the place, and
2.5 months. 10 weeks.
And if we sign him at any time before the season starts, it's a relatively quick transfer
and
in
the good thing is,
United.
look,
In
he's still
United's
doing
track
he's still
history.
doing pre-season now.
Yeah.
It's not like he's sat on the beach doing nothing. It's not like when the World Cup
He's had
when
his holiday.
they go on holiday and stuff like that. He's had his holiday. They go straight from there, straight into United. Sound.
Jobbed.
Speaking of the end of the season, Sevilla on Sunday. Are you severely worried about that one, or do you think we'll kick their ass? I'm going to say
You've
ass
really
like a cool
you
American.
waited for that. How long have you
Just thought of it on the spot.
Did
load
you?
of bollocks?
Yeah,
Give
Give me his book.
Go get me his pad.
it's not even knocking about, so how could I have thought of it before? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm kind of worried, but at the same time, I'd kind of like to lose to them rather than lose to Inter Milan in the final.
Or Wolves?
That's kind of or Wolves. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
because we've got the Champions League, it's still got that. Now it's kind of like it's not as much pressure. It's
Yeah.
still. I want to win a trophy so, but I want to see Ollie. I want to see all the new players. I want to see
Imagine
Rashford,
Ollie,
Martial. I
nice
want to see all
trophy.
them with a trophy. I
Like
think
Sarri,
that'll
looking
be.
at his little badge like a withered old
I want to
prune.
see that, but
Do you reckon he got his winner's medal before they fucking binned him?
No, and he's looking at that. 8 fags in his mouth. Like that.
poor
And then he
fucking
gets a
Sa-
phone
by the
call.
way, Sarri
See ya.
won the Europa League last year with Chelsea. You're off. Or I think he left in it, or did he get sacked? Or
Yeah.
I don't know
whatever.
if he left out. Did you?
No,
did
he
you
got
not
sacked.
sack him?
He got sacked by
He
Chelsea.
got sacked by
Did he?
Chelsea. He gets sacked. Win a
Gets sacked,
trophy.
ends
gone.
up at a team that's going to win the league. Wins them the league,
Yeah.
which is
It's the Louis van Gaal style of dismissal, isn't it? Win a trophy, fuck off. Mad.
where's he
Mental.
going next?
Because he is quite
Celtic.
good.
Might as well be. At this point, if you're guaranteed to win a trophy and you still might get sacked. Might as well. Win a trophy, get sacked. If there's any way you can win it, he's going for home run after home run, isn't he? And Celtic are the only one who are
He's
more
going
certain
wherever.
than Juventus.
He's got to find Jorginho as new home. That's it, really, isn't it? Jorginho, wherever he goes, Jorginho's going to
I
go.
love it how like football managers are like directors, how like what's it called? Scorsese always gets DiCaprio and whatever in and
Yeah, they all,
whoever.
they all have the favourites, don't they?
Yeah.
Harry Redknapp with Peter Crouch and
Yeah.
Crouchy, they love it.
Sarri loves him a Jorginho.
Yeah.
Crouchy.
Yeah.
Higuain, there you go.
Where are we going now?
We're heading to London. Get it because you're very good at heading the ball. See you later, bitch. And he's just there. Proper Sado Berahino driving down before he's even signed a contract. Yeah, so Sevilla then. Do you prefer to play Sevilla than Wolves?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I think Sevilla are a better team, but
they are a better team.
again,
Wolves
Wolves,
have got our number.
also Wolves was kind of like the Chelsea thing, because whilst Wolves have our number, they hadn't beat us this year. We've done, was it 3 draws and a win against them, which wasn't...
Sorry, Cam, can I get a glass of water, please?
Which isn't...
Got things coming back up.
Don't spew on camera. It won't look good.
Don't be sick on us, Steve.
No, that wouldn't be nice.
That's the one thing I'm saying you can't do.
The one thing.
Yeah, if you have to
I
poo
think Sevilla
yourself,
are
you
a better
can.
team, but like you said, Wolves are kind of in that Chelsea mode, whereas they played us 4 times. As much as we know what they're going to do, they know a lot of what we're going to do, and
Yeah, and I think their system really just nullifies ours.
it does
I think anyone who plays a back 3 against United has
well.
pretty good
And
success.
Jimenez, I think against our back 4, someone aerial is always a danger and things like that. You know,
And do you
Against Lindelof, you mean?
Do you think that there's anything to be said for the suggestion, and this isn't my suggestion, that United don't play very well against them because they're scared because they're called Wolves? Is that possible? Like they're just scared of the word, like subliminally scared
For more
of it?
real football chat,
Because that's
tune
what
into
American
Stretford
football
Paddock.
teams doing it. They're always called like
What
the
a load of
Cincinnati
bollocks,
Tiger
Joe.
Pirates and stuff. Do you think that they do
No.
that to intimidate the opposition?
No.
Okay, and that's it.
No.
That's the only question.
You're
That's fine.
talking
United,
utter
Steve,
wibble.
United, Steve, do traditionally, and this is actually true, and I'm not messing about here, struggle against
Why
Spanish
is Watford's
teams.
mascot a moose?
Oh, and it's all right
And
for
then
him.
they're
It's
called
all-
the
Oh, and it's
Hornets.
all right for him to say it, is it?
But then they're called the Hornets as well. Which is even
And
madder.
Yeah, that is
Wolves'
weird, actually.
name
Pick
is
an
the
animal.
Wanderers, but their badge is a wolf.
Well, they have got
Wanderers.
the wolf in their actual name. Watford.
Wolver.
That's the,
Wolver.
Yeah, wolf is in there though.
Oh, it's a wolf. It's not single.
It's close
Wolf. Hampton Wanderer. Wolverhampton Wolferers. Yeah, United are shit against Spanish teams,
Did
Steve.
Wolf Out of Gladiators ever do anything else?
Yeah, he did Celebrity
enough.
Squares.
I seen.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, did he do anything
Was
else?
it Jay
No.
that tweeted the picture of Storm the other day? Yeah. Giant storm over Manchester. It was the bird.
That's worse than me talking about them being scary
Giant
because they're
storm.
called Wolves. Yes, Steve, talk to me about why United are shit against Spanish teams consistently. I'm thinking Bilbao, Celta Vigo, Real
Spanish league's quite
Madrid.
good, usually.
It is quite good, but you
Top
know,
end of it's good.
Valencia,
it's good.
we've
Top
struggled
end of
against in the past.
Top end of it's good. Yeah, but we've also like bitch slapped Deportivo and people like that. Like you can't just and we've beaten Barcelona. Like
Recent history, we've lost more than we've won. In the 2010s, we struggle against Spanish teams.
I think Sevilla in the last time we played them under Jose, the club was not in a good place, and the manager wasn't in a good place.
And I don't know what he was.
I actually
the-
can't even
the
pinpoint
Lowry?
why we were so bad.
Because I
We
think
were terrible.
he was going for we're going to draw 0-0 at Sevilla.
0-0
we're
win
going to
away.
come home and we're going to win 1-0 at home. That's what his plan was.
And guess what Solskjaer's not going to do?
Not that. No.
Not that. He's
Do you
gonna-
think
Something
it
one
benefits us that this is a single-legged tie?
No, because I think that there's still an element to that team that can counter attack very well. I still think you can set up United's team in a counter attacking way, which in this kind of game you can't. You have to go toe to toe with them. And
I think being on the front foot, because Sevilla, I doubt park the bus against us. I think they try and play football
Yeah.
against us, and I think that suits us.
yeah,
Whereas Wolves, I think, would park the bus against us and hit us on the counter, and
yeah.
that doesn't go well for us.
See, can I offer a counter to your point there?
About the counter.
Yeah, if you look at the
Count
last
on
few
the
games
counter.
we've actually played, or you look at some of the games we played, the times we've struggled are actually when we've been pressed. Tottenham, we were
Yeah.
pressed and we struggled. Chelsea, we were pressed and we struggled. If
But
Sevilla are going to
teams
press,
can press us in our half and then
Yeah.
fall into a low block,
yeah,
Yeah.
which is what we struggled against.
Yeah.
yeah,
The thing is, it's
People
those,
press our playing out of the back because we're
Yeah.
shit,
yeah.
and you would.
like we saw the goal even the other day against LASK, where not LASK, sorry, Copenhagen, where Fred got
And
pressed.
watch about it.
gave
Watching
the
that
ball away.
FA Cup final of the weekend when they played Chelsea, Arsenal, and you're just kind of like, how do we not figure out just lump it over the fullbacks because they are shit when they press us? Because that's all it was.
Let me just correct myself. There wasn't a goal, but the good chance that Copenhagen had the other day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can't believe some of the fume that I've seen. Like the amount of people kicking off about our performance against Copenhagen. Did the keeper break a record for how many saves have been made in a tie?
I know. We're 14 shots on target.
hit
Any
the
other
post 4
any other
times.
game, that would be
3 or 4.
3 to 4
3 or
goals.
4 nil.
It's ridiculous. We hit
It
the
was-
post 4 times. Oh, was it 4 times?
It was at
Goal,
least
offside goals.
3
I mean, they were
times.
offside.
Yeah.
No, that's what VAR's for. Right. Did you see United fans moaning about VAR? No, because it was like, oh, correct decision.
Yeah.
I've seen the Wolves kicking off about the keeper's leg was off the line. You're like, oh, United have got a second one. You're like, hang on, why have we been brought into this here?
It's not true.
Yeah, because we were
I
because
love
we
that
get
people are
penalties.
complaining about how many penalties we've got.
Also, don't you think as well?
Can't wait.
When there is a radical change in the way that penalties, not what they're awarded for, but the way they are awarded now, VAR is in action. Do you not think it's unsurprising that certain play styles benefit from a radical change in a rule somewhere, and it happens to be United at the minute. I think that as most people can agree, there's 2, maybe 3 of those 21 penalties we've had this season that are dodgy. The rest of them are penalties, and you're like,
Narrow
they've
forward
changed
3
how penalties
with
are
a number
awarded.
10 that likes to get in beyond.
Who's got very good feet and good dribbling, by the way, Martial.
Yeah. Martial, Rashford.
You got 4 players that
You've
are
got
constantly finding themselves in
Dan
the box.
James quick on his feet as well. He earned us a few penalties as well. Mason Greenwood.
It's the speed of United's players is causing people to draw fouls.
There's a reason.
Guess what? I remember we didn't have so many penalties for years. It was like we were never getting them. Whereas now they're reviewing them. And there's probably one. I think I said it on air, didn't I? With Bruno against Villa. I was like,
The Villa
that's
one.
not a penalty.
I think there's also one, a Dan James one, where he sort of went down a bit soft. Someone came from behind him, but even if you want to call the Martial one a bit soft, he put his hand on his shoulder and he went up his arse. Like it's like
I think that there's been a swing at United where I think we did get the benefit of like the Stretford end Fergie just pressure. I think that there was a little bit of that, but I think it got to the point where referees are now going, I'm not going to give that because that's the narrative, and I think that's where it's hit us. Now VAR's come in, and the referees still aren't giving them, and
no,
we're now
look at the Chelsea game in the semi-final. Give that foul
Yeah.
and see what happens, because you can't give a free kick on VAR because it was
Or a
outside
yellow
the box,
card.
but it was a foul.
yeah.
So you give that. We're pretty good at free kicks.
Yeah.
You don't know how that's the difference.
It was a very
And
similar
this-
position to the one Bruno scored against. Was it Sheffield United or who was it that he scored the free kick against Bournemouth?
Bournemouth, yeah.
Very similar position to that. The Chelsea, the Zuma foul on
No,
Martial.
and this was always my issue with VAR, is that the referees stop making straightforward decisions
Yeah,
because they want to rely on the VAR.
Safety net in it.
But that changed the course of that game.
Yeah.
That totally changed the course of that game.
Yeah, like when
The free kick and a yellow card there changes and a goal potentially changes the dynamic of that game.
And they also score going up the other end, don't they? Chelsea. So even if they don't score the free kick, there's less chance of Chelsea scoring.
It's just the butterfly effect on them games is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's what I always did made in with rugby when they brought it in, is that they would always go, less so in rugby because it's more almost like set plays for every single tackle and it doesn't free flow as much as football does. But you would see things that they would just leave for the video ref to deal with when you would just give it, and you're like, just fucking give the foul.
Yeah, it's like when you go to a circus. If they've got that big safety net under the trapeze artist, you know that they're being a bit more risky. They're not putting all the safety into it. If there's no safety net, they've got to do everything by the book. Same with refs. If they've got that safety net of VAR, they can let things go a bit more. They can push things. They can do a one-handed flip because they know if they fall, VAR's there
I
to
reckon
catch
you'd
them.
be a good host at a circus.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
Ringmaster.
Ringmaster.
Thank you.
With
P.T.
VR.
Barnum over here. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. But the other thing with VAR, I don't get why they don't check corners as well. The amount of times when it's gone off someone and then they score from the corner.
How can we be
can they say that?
millimetre zoomed in, pixel accurate on that? But
And not just that, when they look back at a handball that happened 25 passes ago and it's hit someone's hand, but you can't go back and go, well, the corner they got was a deflection off one of their players, which is a clearer thing to do.
You can't have 100% accuracy on one thing and so fucking
And
random.
they ignore
on
that.
others.
Ignore that. It's
No, even a throw-in.
I think VAR's
You can
there's
make
good
a
things,
throw-in's a
but you have to.
opportunity.
They have to review it again massively. I don't think they will. I think it's gonna take years for them to get it.
Years
To get it. Right.
Yeos.
The PGMOL and what's the body? Is it IFAB? The International Governing Body of Football Rules.
Right.
I can't remember what the fuck they're called.
Yeah, I think it's IFAB.
IFAB sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's IFAB. Because I think someone, FIFA or UEFA, asked, are we going to be still fucking about with this fucking zooming in millimetre shit? And they've said yeah. So
Have they?
But I think you have to, because if you make it daylight or whatever, it's going to be a millimetre of daylight.
I got so many questions on when is the ball played though.
Yeah, there is.
Here's one thing to apparently to clear up though. Do you know we talk about the frame rate of what when it's kicked and all that sort of stuff? The definition of when the ball's played, I haven't heard clarification on, but I think the cameras that they actually use,
It's like 120, I think.
yeah, I think I have 300 frames per second. So they've got fractions of seconds to work with, to the point where
But they only ever do that on the line of the attacker.
Yeah.
You never see that on the ball.
no, I agree that needs clearer. But this thing of people saying,
But they need
oh,
to
on the
make-
cameras it's one, it's a 60
just need to
FPS or
make
30. That's the broadcast version. The ones they use are much more.
just need to make
high
they
quality.
need to define it. They need to say that
I
using
think you
these.
go back to daylight.
using these cam.
Well, so you can have your whole body. No, but then you just get the same problem on the other end. So you have your whole body is offside, but your toe is on by a millimetre. It's the same problem.
Well, the president of IFAB, I don't know who the spokesperson for IFAB was the other day, but the president for IFAB said, here's the problem, right? Offside isn't an error. You're on or you're off. Like there's no interpretation of offside, so it's on or off. And the current interpretation of it is if any part of your body is in front of the defence.
They can play the ball.
But offside has changed multiple times in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So I think it needs reviewing again, because he said if you're going and looking, it's not as is it a clear and obvious error that he's on or offside? No, you should be looking, is it a clear and obvious error that was or wasn't given? And it's not clear and obvious if you're going, I think his pubes just...
Yeah, the
and
idea
that's it
of,
as well. For a defender, your eye for a defender isn't to make him that offside. Your eye is to try and get a person in between. He's trying to get him this distance. Or, you're trying to do that.
It's to stop goal langing, right?
It's not
but there always has to be
100-metre start point.
The rule can't, in the rule book, can't have opinion on it, and it can't have, if it looks offside,
right, and that's
fuck
where
it. Every single rule, this is the same with every law, it's the same with when people do get benefits. Anytime there is a law, there is an edge to that law that will be abused.
Okay, cool. Define advantage.
Well, I don't know the rule. I'm sure it's defined in there, isn't it?
But it's
a free kick.
It's massively open to
shot.
interpretation.
Yeah, but it is massively open to interpretation. But it's a rule that inherently has more of an understanding that we can agree whether something was an advantage or not.
Level,
I would say.
Level isn't offside.
No.
But level and one part of your calf ahead of them is offside.
Yeah, and it's always going to be like that, because unless the rule written down says if it feels like most of him was offside, then that's it.
Which is why you go to daylight, because if you can see daylight in between the two players,
even if your foot's so let's say I'm straddling the line like this, you're in between. One of my foot and my body,
like that, and I've leant like that.
Yeah, but my whole knee to foot on one foot is the other side of your legs, well onside. Yep. But there's daylight between our bodies. Is that offside?
No.
So then it just becomes the same problem, but at the other end of the spectrum. So you've got a line being drawn there.
As much.
Well, that's the difference, and you can do that whether the rule is daylight or whether it's anything.
And I think you go to daylight, and it should be you've got 4 seconds to make a decision, 3 seconds or 6 seconds, some arbitrary amount of time. What's this?
The advantage rule allows play to continue
when an offence. You're not speaking to Mike. Offence occurs, a non-offending team benefits from the advantage and penalises the offence if the anticipated advantage does not ensue at the time or within a few seconds. So yeah, it's very up to interpretation.
Totally fucking
but
ambiguous.
I think that's a more sensible way of doing that particular rule than leaving offside up to interpretation.
So offside, did the attacker gain an unfair advantage? There's no unfair advantage on a pixel.
No, I agree with that, but I don't think that the law can say there's no unfair advantage on a pixel. I think it should say we don't draw a line on if you have a certain amount of seconds, 10, 20 seconds on one
it's
thing.
Daylight. Are you doing what Drogba did in 2010 and you are 3 yards offside? That's offside.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But again, though, that can't be in the rules, can it? The rules have to boil it down to a centimetre or a crossing of a certain body part.
Because that's what the whole point of the thingy was, a clear and obvious error. If
I agree.
Have to get
I don't think
the fucking system out and zoom in and fucking enhance it and CSI it, it ain't clear and it ain't obvious.
I agree with that. I think the way that it's reviewed needs to be changed. I don't think the law needs to be changed.
Yeah. Here's what you need to do. You need to go, was that offside, mate? And he goes, fucking hell, yeah. Right.
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
it. That's what it needs to be.
And they show the
fucking
picture
miles away.
without the lines being drawn on. If they go, I can't tell,
onside.
It stays as like on cricket. Do you know when the ball comes in and they give LBW or something like that? They do a sort of a fake kind of way that the ball went, and if it's just hitting the wickets, it's not hitting the stumps. It's umpire's decision. So even if you got it wrong, it's hitting the stumps.
On-field decision.
Yeah.
If it says rugby as well. If it says
and maybe
if it's hitting the wickets but not
that
the stumps,
should be something as well.
It stays with the ref.
On-field decision. Where if it's like, and that's the same thing with like red cards and stuff like that. If they're going, I'm not sure about that, mate.
Exactly.
But again, though,
not sure about that.
But the problem is in the world of Twitter and in the world of people drawing lines on a website, the distinction of clear and obvious then what is the definition of clear and obvious?
No, it's a clear and obvious error.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Was he clear and obviously?
No, but is it? Well, yeah, but people are going, that is a clear and obvious error. Look, you can see his toes hanging over. That is a clear and obvious error.
That's not clear and obvious. If you have to zoom in, it wasn't clear, it wasn't obvious. And you've got to remember, in the passage of play, as a linesman's looking across, you're not expecting a linesman to go, well, his toenail was slightly ahead of the other ones, therefore offside.
Yeah.
No, he's level.
Yeah, I
Play
agree.
on.
I agree. I think it's the way that the VAR is checked that needs changing rather than the offside rule itself.
Just about Champions League.
We'll talk about the Champions League. If you look at it, it felt offside. It's offside. If it didn't, it's not. Champions League then. We saw PSG beat not Lyon, sorry. We saw PSG beat
Atalanta.
I don't think I was on my own either.
2-1. Yeah, you went out for a piss.
No,
or something.
I was driving home. I was listening to the game.
Yeah.
I pulled up at 1-0. I opened my door. I put my bag down by the door. I let the dog out for a piss. I came back into the front room, put the telly on, 2-1. Fuck's sake.
I wonder if there's any Bayern Munich fans that had that in '99. Was like, we're
just
driving
the
home,
guy
listening to
that
it on the radio. Let's get in.
Was it the president of Bayern Munich? Got into the lift, watched them put the red ribbons on for the trophy, got into the lift, got to pitch side, 2-1 United.
Love that. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
They had to change the ribbons.
Obviously, Atlanta have been scoring a shitload of goals this season, and they've been, one of the better teams in the league in Italy. But PSG, who were meant to be one of the best teams in the world, really struggled to beat them, and relied on some genius from a world-class player in Choupo-Moting to do it. We've also seen Real Madrid conceding countless chances against Man City the other night. United have beaten City twice this season. Do you think there's a case to be made that United could challenge for the Champions League next season? I know that obviously, it's unlikely, but let's look at the big teams. Barcelona have got an aging Messi, a midfield that's also aging, and an attack that can't seem to get its act together. Real Madrid have also got an aging team. It's not unfair or stupid of me to say that most of the teams that have been successful in the Champions League in the last decade are coming to the end of their team cycles. That's not ridiculous. Man City are the favourites. United know how to beat Man City.
Don't work like that.
I think any
Leon just beat Juventus.
I think any English team that plays in the Champions League should be expected to be in the quarterfinal.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they should be doing
we're going to win it. I'm saying have we got a chance?
It's cup competition.
I think we should get.
Rarely
into
does the best team ever win it.
I think quarterfinals is
Real Madrid how many have they won in the last fucking decade?
4.
Have not been the best team.
No, they've had
at
Ronaldo.
all.
They had players. They had big players. That's what. That's why Madrid have done it.
It's a cup competition.
They've had big players that have scored goals. That's how.
But do you think, for instance, we've got a better chance next season than we did 3 or 4 years ago, or we would, regardless of United's team?
I think we've got a better team. I think
we were in it 4 years ago under Van Gaal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the team that Van Gaal got us into the Champions League wasn't the team that played. The team, we lost half them players that they got us there. Di Maria came in, went, gone. Doesn't matter how much you slag him off, he was really good.
Yeah, he was good.
And you lost him, and Memphis Depay come in.
But I mean more of a case of the strength of teams around Europe at the moment rather than the strength of United.
I still think teams will strengthen.
Real Madrid, look at Real Madrid's midfield. Toni Kroos, Luka Modric. Modric will be 35 this summer, I think. Toni Kroos is 31 as well. They've got aging sides. A lot of them. Benzema's their best player. He's in his 30s. Gareth Bale don't even get a game from him anymore. They've got,
Yeah, exactly. And I just think we're still fucking playing Dan James. And they're not even playing Gareth Bale.
Yeah, but that's because he's retired, isn't it? But you know the point I'm making though. The biggest teams in Europe, their star players are all over 30 now. That's the point I'm making.
I'm saying United came top of a pile of shit behind Liverpool and City.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Wolves, Spurs, Arsenal,
Sheffield United.
Yeah, well, there was even further down now. But all of that lot there can't get their act together and be any sort of consistency. And United just about managed some sort of consistency to get in there. Let's not delude ourselves into thinking we're on the same footing as City and Liverpool, because we're not.
No, I think that we always knew that this summer was going to be big, and if we'd have signed, we've always talked, if we can get 3 or 4 players in this summer.
You get Sancho, Niguez, Van der Beek,
you get 4
and maybe
in.
a defender.
If you get 4
maybe
in,
we'll have a conversation.
you'll have a conversation. But I think with all this stuff going on and the money situation and everything like that, and we've mentioned about Sancho signing, it's not taking longer, but I think that because of all this, it's harder than it would have been in United just going, we've got the money, we can sort that.
If you
I don't think we're going to get.
of course you're
I don't think we're going to get 3 players this summer. I think we'll get 2 at best. 2
It's
or
how
3.
many first choice players?
Yeah, I think we'll get 2
because squad players
potentially
don't really
and 1 squad player in, and I don't think that's enough to get close enough. I think we'll be better, but I don't think we'll be close enough to Liverpool City. I don't think we're close enough to Barcelona.
I actually
They
think
could get
Liverpool.
worse.
I think
They could definitely get
Liverpool
worse.
might have peaked.
Look,
They're still going to be in and around it.
Again,
but
though,
I
it's
think
an
we've
aging
sort-
team, that Liverpool
It
side.
is, but
Average
we
age of 29.
mentioned it that
which is, not that
you
old,
mentioned
but-
what the City drop off this year, and it's not as big of a drop off, but it only took 1 injury and 1 player to go. Now, Liverpool have already got rid of a couple of squad players. It only takes 1 player to get injured in that midfield, and now they're putting in
Van Dijk injury, and they could crumble.
a Van Dijk injury,
Because also
a Salah
with
injury,
the thing
a
with
Mane
City
injury.
as well, Laporte injury, whilst it was bad, what it also did is took Firmino out of that defensive mid role. And as good as Rodri's been, Fernandinho has been one of, if not the most important piece of their sort of midfield defensive
Liverpool got
puzzle
rid
in the
of
last
that
few years.
Dejan
So
Lovren,
it lost
apparently
them
the
2
best player
players.
ever. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. If Van Dijk
Exactly.
goes, we've seen Fabinho dropping at centre back. We've seen different things with that Liverpool team. You don't know if one of their attackers go, all of a sudden you've got someone on the Origi on the right, and you've got Minamino playing instead of.
I think the way it's going,
Salah
I
or
think
Or
that-
they lose Trent.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
He's very
United
integral
need.
out there.
I think the way it's going, I think we have to strengthen for the next 2 summers, and I think it'll be the year. I think the way it's going, because I think
Just progress.
I'm not saying that we
progress.
should win the Champions League, by the way. I'm just asking.
Really? Felt like
We've
that.
seen.
It did
We're
feel
looking
like
across Europe this season. I personally think
I think we're
the
as good
big
as
teams that you expect to win these tournaments, other than the English teams, have all got aging squads. That it's the same. Barca and Madrid teams are largely the same team we saw 5 years ago, but with older players.
On that note, I think if we sign 2 players this summer, decent players, and don't lose anyone, I think we're as good as Tottenham were. They got to a final in the Champions League.
Yeah, we saw what happened with Bayern as well.
We've got to 3 semi-finals under Ollie. I think Ollie can play in cups.
Yeah.
I think we've learnt that. I mean, the fact that we got through PSG in his first season
Shows that he's got something.
He's
there.
got something about him in the cup competition.
A few
And
years
big
ago,
games,
after
I think
Bayern won the
we've got
Champions
that
League,
as well.
big
they
games.
lost a
Big
few
game
big players, didn't they?
set
With
up.
Lahm and Alonso and Robin and Ribéry. Their sort of older core went through a transition period, and Bayern dropped way down in terms of they were beaten much more comfortably in the cup competitions. It doesn't take that much, as you said.
No, I think that I don't see it's challenging for
No.
it, but I think that I think the English teams are probably going to look at quarterfinals as your base rate, depending on where you could get stitched in a group easily. You could get especially with. And I think that's the other reason why Europa League has that little bit more importance. We become a top seed if we win that, rather than being
It's third seed, I think,
a third seeded group.
which could be horrific. Imagine
Yeah.
we get like Real Madrid,
Dortmund.
Dortmund, and then us.
Like,
Yeah.
The group of
Which
death.
could happen.
That's
like,
a Spurs group.
like
isn't it?
99 all over again. Just
So-
Bromby behind us.
Yeah, so I think that winning that, but
We go, oh, for fuck's sake. And
Yeah.
then Basel go, oh.
Yeah, exactly. What was it that year? Was United, Bromby, Bayern Munich, Barca, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
group stage. What the fuck? Bromby were like,
Did
we
we
can't even make the
did we
Europa League.
only
I don't
beat
think it worked like that then, did it?
Bromby.
You are?
We only beat Bromby that in that
yeah,
group.
we might have drawn 4 times.
We drew 4 times.
Beat Bromby though, didn't we?
Was it 3-3 against Barca both?
2
legs?
3-3s against Barca.
Which is just mint as well.
And was it a 1-all or 2-all or something like
Yeah,
that?
Something
1-1
like that.
definitely away because Oliver Kahn was sensational in that game.
Yeah.
Based on
No,
the
it's just this is the thing. It's not about win percentages. It's not about how many points you can accumulate. It's about did you advance to the next round?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Sound. That's it. That's all that matters.
Which we did last week against Copenhagen. Did we do the best thing? No.
Are you in the hat for the next round?
Yeah.
Done.
I'm going to read you a headline now
Oh,
from
no.
a build article,
Uh-oh.
and how strange is this as 4 words
Do you reckon
that
anyone
somehow
called Bob who works for Build?
somehow make
Bob.
sense to us.
I hope so.
Bob from Build.
Verda get Chong jitters. That's a mad sentence, isn't it? Basically, they're not sure whether to sign him on loan or not, but that's a weird world that we've entered where that is a headline that makes sense to anyone. Verda gets Chong jitters. Doesn't make any sense.
No.
What are you thinking about Chong? What do you think about Gomez as well? I want to talk about quickly before we go. He's gone away and he's also being loaned out this season. Do you see the difference in people who are saying, well, why didn't we just loan him out?
We didn't want to stay there, did we?
Yeah.
He was offered the opportunity, and we might also know that he was offered a second opportunity before the door closed.
Well, yeah, I think we can say he's not even a United player, so we can fucking
Yeah,
talk
fuck
what
it.
about
All
now?
right, so United
United
So-
phoned him and said,
don't go anywhere.
"Don't go anywhere until we've had another chat with you." But they didn't end up having another chat, so we did.
Is this after he'd left?
After he didn't
The whole
sign,
announcement.
there was that,
Was
and
it
then
30th of June? So like the 1st of June, they phoned him up and was like,
this is
"Don't
the
come
plan. And I've chatted with his mate now. Chatted with his mate now, and he said, "What?" I said, "What's the plan with it?" He said he's going to go to Boavista, get some minutes under his belt because he's not played first team football in 2 years. Because under 23s doesn't count, and even then
They've
played.
not had that many games this year.
Didn't
play, so he's going to Boavista to do that, and then he's going to go back to Lille very quickly and be very good. And Lille wants because
he does have the ability to do.
He does, and Boavista have said you've seen the announcement for him. They've given the number 10. They love him already. He's going to Portugal where he can have a bit of a different lifestyle.
He's Spreckens as well.
Yeah, and he's gone. He's Spreckens. But he's been given number 10, and he could, and he
German?
should. Yeah. Cool. He could tear the Portuguese league up a little bit. He could.
That's Brecon, mate.
As them.
Yeah, he could.
Ridiculously
He could be
good.
great
And
for
then
them.
go to Lille
I hope
and
he
be a
is.
very good
Portuguese
player.
league great as a proving ground, especially for creative players.
Yeah.
There's been so many.
So
come through there.
I think he'll look good eventually. I think he just needs to get minutes. He needs to get back into a
Where
running
is
team.
Boavista?
Don't it sounds like a.
I think
like a
it's
biscuit
near
or
like
something,
the
two of them
Algarve
Boavistas and a hobnob. I'd love one of them.
Yeah,
I'd love a
I can see it.
Boavista.
I can see it. Where is it?
I
Go on,
think
have a
it's-
Google.
let's have a Google. I think it's more
Is it the
Algarve way.
Algarve? Yeah, classic.
I think it
It's
is.
the only place in Portugal I know.
Madeira.
Porto, Madeira, Algarve.
Because I think I might go and play some golf over there.
I was just about to say, when Rona's
some great
not a thing, should we go and pay him a visit?
There's great golf courses in Portugal, isn't there?
Yeah.
I've
we're
heard
doing-
a
I
lot
might
of
do it all.
lads
Portugal's
go on
well
Portugal. Yeah, Portugal's great.
Boavista. I think it says it's.
And it's
near
sort of, I like
Porto.
how it's sort of like right on the, it's almost like a peninsula of Spain, but they're like, we ain't anything to do with them shits. We're our own thing. We had our own conquests. We've taken half of South America
I had to go
ourselves.
like that instead of like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
We done
Yeah.
it yet, what?
No, because it's been a pain in the
You do
ass.
it, because he's
I've
taking
done it here, don't-
forever.
I've gone on Wikipedia and that doesn't actually help
No,
anything.
just click it and then click maps. Not hard.
Maps.
Yeah,
All right.
maps.
Apparently it's a operating system for snakes.
No results found on Google Maps. There you go.
Zoom it in. Zoom it in.
Oh, it's, oh, hello. There's a Boavista that's, fuck, we fucked it.
It's not that
Boavista there. It's that one.
Got to talk
It's got to be there.
Talking to the
Boavista there,
mics.
look. It's,
Down.
yeah, that's a golf course.
See, it's not as easy as you
Boavista
thought, is
Golf
it?
Course
See,
and
it's
Spa
slagging me off.
Resort.
Alright, type FC.
Oh,
Or is
God.
it Club de Foot?
I
Let
don't
me have
want
a
you
look.
to say that to me ever again.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, it's South Coast.
And
Still.
it is Club de Foot. So fuck you.
I didn't say you were wrong. I just said it sounded gross.
Yeah, it's right. And Primark.
Club de foot sounds like
Primark?
you saying in a fancy way that you've got a club
Can you
foot.
zoom out a bit there, Joe?
It's not a club foot. It's a club de foot.
What's the main city?
Portimao. Primark.
Go this way. This is where I think that's where all the golf courses are there.
Is
Sagres.
that where the bear's from?
I'm guessing it will be.
Sweet.
So-
Are we having it?
Yeah, we'll go over and do a bit of golf,
Mhm.
have a bit of chat, watch him play some football.
So yeah, hopefully he has a good time there. But yeah, Chong looks like he might be going to Werder Bremen as well.
Or he's going to be converted into a left back from Ollie, which
You know what? Give it a go, lad.
Mate, Demi Mitchell looks sensational as a left back. Where you're like, what? Is it like an attacking midfielder number 10? He's fucking good at left back.
yeah.
Went to Scotland, looked like the reincarnation of Roberto Carlos for about 6 weeks.
Is he going back there?
I have no idea what he's doing. Try to get him for Paddock.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably
it's
a level or two higher than
Do you
that,
reckon?
Just a
Yeah.
smidge.
Probably.
I know
Um,
Jamaica are trying to get him as well.
They're really pulling out all the stops, aren't they, for this?
Jamaica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon I could get a game for him.
No.
I'm not
I
sure
could get
about
invited to a trial.
No.
that.
Yeah,
not
I've
sure
got a
about
passport.
Yeah. Just a passport, not for a specific
Oh,
country.
does it have to be a Jamaican passport?
Yeah.
No chance. Right, I think we should call it a day there. It's been fun. That I enjoyed myself there. Thank you very much for joining us at home. Let us know whether you think that United have got a chance of winning the Champions League next season.
that. Also, if you've watched this on YouTube, right?
Yo, Chope.
Check the link in the description for pod follow, and if you click that link, it will magically take you to whichever device that you usually use, or whichever platform that you like to listen to your podcasts on, and subscribe to us on there as well, because then you can get us coming in your ears.
And leave us a review on the podcasting.
Yeah, if you do it on
stations.
iTunes or Apple Podcasts or whatever it's called tomorrow, then leave a review, 5 stars obviously,
Yeah.
and tell us why Joe should play for Jamaica.
Yeah, let us know why I should play for him and what position I should play, because I'm very versatile.
He's left-footed as well.
Left back. Left.
See?
What do you mean you didn't get that? I'm a left back. Play left mid, left wing, left side of the... Yeah, there's only one goalkeeper, isn't there?
Yeah.
Goalkeepers. Right, that's it. See you later.